Rick, let's just start with your thoughts on a pretty close, hard-fought game and your team's performance overall.
Yeah, it was a lot of storylines to this game. But the bottom, I think the top storyline is McDavid and Draisaitl were terrific tonight.
JT said he thought you guys made it too easy on them. Do you agree?
In the third period, yeah. I think they had 13, 5 and 5 chances. Too many guys were flipping pucks out when we didn't have to. That's the only thing I didn't like about our team in the third. I guess that's playoff experience. You have the puck, you have somebody on your back, skate with it. Keep your heart rate down. I just felt as soon as somebody got it, they flipped it, like everybody. I think there was plays to be made. We never gave them anything to defend, but and that's what happens. You know, obviously, you know, that the third goal, got to know who's on the ice. You know, you got to make sure you don't throw the blind pucks out, things like that. But that's, you know, hopefully we learn from those mistakes.
How tough do you feel for Ian on the winner?
Yeah, I do. I mean, Kohler, you know, we always tell her, D, get out of that blue. You know, bad things happen in there.
When that line gets loaded up with Draisaitl on it, it does thin out the rest of their lineup. So do your forwards and players that aren't matching up with them, do you expect more from them on a night like this?
Yeah.
What wasn't happening with them?
Well, like I said, when you have the puck, you got to move your feet. You got to hold on to pucks. You know, when you throw pucks away, that's what happens. You just give them the puck back to the other team. You know, it's like I said, when McDavid and Draisaitl are on the ice, you got to hold on to some pucks. You got to make some plays, but the rest of the lines have to do the same.
Now, when you were talking about holding it on, you talking about in your exit specifically or in the offensive zone? Because it looked like you had a tough time getting
anywhere, 200-foot game. Anyway, it could be our face-off wins defensively. It could be along the wall. It could be a lot of different things.
Rick, just your thoughts on the general flow of the game in terms of the whistle and the officiating tonight.
Tough job. Tough job. The only thing I don't like is the slew foots. Like, I like Kelly and Eric, and you know, maybe they missed them. There's a couple of slew foots there on Huggy I didn't like. But other than that, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, it's a tough job. They're in a tough, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there tonight.
With their loaded top line once Draisaitl goes up there, and then they're controlling play for much of the night. How do you sort of get JT and Brock the touches in the offensive zone? Because we know how important their offense has been to your team, given how rarely they sort of were in the offensive zone tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, the same thing. Hold pucks, make some plays. You know, listen, it's hard to defend those two guys. You know, it's not just those two. I mean, we had other lines go against them. You don't want to give them too much respect. I felt sometimes we could have jumped them a little bit quicker to squash some plays. I think we like taking back ice on certain things, and sometimes we like to press. I didn't think we pressed to especially in the third. Made them too easy coming out of the corners. I thought we could have maybe been a little bit more aggressive with them in the corners. I thought
that 5-minute stretch late in the third. How was fatigue a factor, you think, for you guys?
Yeah, I saw some guys. Yeah,
and is that just from having chased for so much of the third in general, or?
Yeah, and you know, you overuse some guys. I mean, some guys here, they got to pick it up too. I mean, they want to play, but you got to dig in. Like you can't be a liability. I mean. You know, if you're not getting much ice time, there's a reason why. And we need some guys to pick it up a little bit.
Just a thought on the power play. I mean, Petey gets that goal. JT finds the perfect pass. You know, what did that say about what your team could and can do?
Yes, the looks were there last game. I told you about execution. You know, it's a nice play through the middle. Petey, you know, nice sweep shot in the net. You know, the Skinner doesn't have a chance. It's all execution.
You mentioned breakouts being something you wanted to work on after game one. Did that continue to be an issue for your team tonight?
I thought we were okay early. Like I said, when they made the press in the third, I just thought we were a little hot potato with the puck. You know, yeah, for me, like, it's like, you know, I used to talk, Sid Crosby was the best at this. We used to talk about it. You know, when somebody's on your back and you have the puck, your heart rate should never be 200. It should be the same because, you know, you have possession. Just skate with it. I think we were just hot potato, especially in the third. And we got to make sure that going into game three, we got to be composed with that puck. Especially when they're going to get their matchups in Edmonton. So we're going to need everybody to make sure that they do that.
What do you think of the play of your goaltender tonight?
He was really good. I'm really proud of him. Thought he was really good.
And just your thoughts on the overtime goal that ultimately ended this one.
Yeah, I mean, I saw I went off Kohler's stick. I guess what are you going to do?
Rick, you guys, obviously they responded after their loss. What do you want to see from your guys? You played so well on the road anyway. What do you really want to see from your boys?
McDavid and Draisaitl, they were unreal tonight, and they were all over the ice. And I thought for the first two periods, we were hanging in there. I obviously didn't like the third goal. Thought we could have managed that a little bit better, but for the most part, the first two, and then the third, they were making a press. I just thought if we make some good passes, if we hold on to a puck, if we make a play, that's less possession time for them. But if we're just going to flip pucks out and give it back to them, of course they're going to keep coming down our throat. So, but hey, listen, losing overtime, beat them last game, we're in this series. It's going to be we're in this series.
Do you think maybe playing on the road, little less pressure, maybe just go in and play maybe a simpler game or play the game?
We're a good road team. I mean, I don't care. To be a good playoff team, you got to play anywhere at any time. So I don't think that there's their fans are great too. They're going to be. What's the difference? Somebody booing you, cheering you. What's the difference? It's a 200 by 80 foot. I don't understand the home where it spooks people. Who cares? Boo or cheer, who cares? To me, it's a 200-foot, 85-foot game. Let's go play it.
You mentioned the more patience with the puck and
Yeah.
also trying to kill plays in your end.
Yeah.
Is it just pressure that you wanted to see more of?
Well, there's a time and place to take back ice and come off a guy. I just felt we did it a little too much, and I thought, if McDavid and Draisaitl, they're playing 28, 29 minutes. When they're in the corner, we got to be a little more aggressive on them and make it a little tougher for them. I thought they were in the corner. They came out not so much untouched, but they had a lot of flow coming out of the. I think there's times we can double up on them and make it a little bit harder for them. Now that's the hard part is when do you do it? Because if you do it too quick, they're going to burn you. So I get it, but I just think we respected them a little too much in the corners. I thought.
We're just incredibly happy to have him. Kind of a jerk of a guy, but.
For the Couvs. Fuck the Cougars. To the Bruins. Couvs. Cougars. The Canuves.
King Slovis reigns again. Leafs Nation.
Vancouver.
Generational talent.
Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.